Thank you for being you, for all that you do for me, for us. You make it so easy to love you. I promise that you'll never be unappreciated. I promise to work hard every day at making you happy.
I don't know how much longer I can listen to Ashley and Billy go on about their jobs and how their jobs are going to interfere with their marriage. And it's like, the two of you knew this while you were in the pods. Why did you go ahead with the proposal? Why didn't you just end things there and there? It wasn't a must for you to leave with the proposal, really. It wasn't. You could have easily just left and gone away, and that would have been okay for us. And then Bardah and Jed. Bardah and Jed are a bit confusing for me because I feel like Bardah's need for control is going to affect any relationship that she tries to sort of create if she doesn't say yes to this man on wedding day. Because at the end of the day, how do you go against what someone is asked of you? Make it make sense? I don't quite get it. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love is Blind, Season 2, Episode 9. It's interesting that we're already at weddings, normally. Well, I don't know, but it seems like it's been forever, or it's gone by too quickly, because there's been a lot of toxicity and mess that has gone on with Katisha and Javin, so I think this is why it's a bit all over the place. Anyway, we have, Emma go and meet up with the guys, and Matt go and meet up with the girls. Something different, something new, hey? Because at the end of the day, they are not there to help them sort of choose a dress, so it makes sense that they would want to swap it around. You have them sort of announce to the group that Javin and Katisha have left the experiment. And you could see on Megan's face that she felt really bad, because at the end of the day, she is the one who broke the news to Katisha. But I would rather she feel bad for breaking the news than for keeping quiet, and then Katisha marries this genius and then the marriage fails. So at the end of the day, she did Katisha a favor, because I don't think this genius was ready to get married. I think he was just there to be on the show and win. Everyone is then told they're going to choose their dresses, the guys are going to choose their suits, and then see you down the altar. And so it's what can I say? We have the girls, most of the girls brought their mothers outside of, I think only one person didn't bring her mum. I think Ashley is the one who didn't bring her mum, but everybody else brought their mums. Bardah was first up. Bardah is saying, she's ready to get married, she's ready to give up control. I personally don't think so. I think Bardah is battling a ghost. Bardah is battling the perception of women in her society or her community that she grew up watching, and her sort of trying to deviate or fight that and go away from that. And until she can battle and sort of manage that beast, she'll never be able to settle down with anyone, because every time she'll always want to be in control, regardless of the fact that she says she feels in control. Her mom was ecstatic to be there. She said even if it meant walking, she would have walked all the way from London just to come and be there for her daughter, because she wants to see her daughter happy. And oh, that's good. I love it for her. Jed is saying he's ready to be married. He feels Bardah is the one, and I'm saying I hope so, because it would be devastating for him if she said no on wedding day. I haven't looked at spoilers, so I don't want to know what's said until I actually watch it. We have Kieran. Kieran brought his dad, and you're saying, he's very excited. He brought Megan. He wants to get married to Megan because he feels she's very caring. And personally, I feel like Megan and Kieran sort of balance each other out. I think Kieran is the stability that Megan needs, and Megan on her part, she allows Kieran to loosen up, because it seems like he can be wind up quite a bit. So it's nice that they sort of balance each other out. Megan on her part brought her mum. Her mum is saying she's very happy for Megan, because this is what Megan has always wanted. She wanted Megan to find someone who provides security and happiness, and it seems Kieran is that for her. And I think Megan on her part has tried her best, as I was saying about history, has tried her best to look for a guy that is not the type of guy that she's seen sort of give her mum hell. So I love that for her. As long as she's happy, we love this. I root for love, so I'm happy that she's found her person, and I can actually see them saying yes. Carl is speaking to his brother. I think Carl and his family have an issue that Sarover comes for money, because they've said it countless times, where she lives, her posh accent. They haven't come out and said money, but they've always talked about, oh, you know, she's high society, she's this, that, and the other. And it's like, he's got a gym of his own. Is he not successful with his gym then? Maybe he needs someone like Sarover to open doors for him, and then maybe he'll be more successful. But I think she really likes him. Finally, we get to see her mom. She brought her mom. Her mom is saying she's happy she found Carl, and she really hopes this works because she wants her daughter to be happy. On her part, Sarover is saying she wants to deviate from always prioritizing the family or the culture and do something for her. So choosing Carl is a decision that she's making for herself. And personally, I hope Carl doesn't let her down, because she's breaking away from her society for him. And it would be really sad for him to play her and not be serious about her after all the sacrifices that she's made. Not that she is not making sacrifices, but you get what I mean. Ashley brought her mum. Well, Ashley didn't bring her mum. I thought she brought her sister. Sorry. Ashley brought her sister, and she brought a friend, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And they are excited for her. And they really want her to be happy. And so the problem with Ashley is that this man is very controlling. This man is coming with ghosts from his failed marriage, and he's saying he only wants to get married once. And she is battling ghosts of her own, in the sense that she's had previous partners that have broken up with her because of her job. So she's worried that the job might, sort of come into play and might affect their relationship, but she's saying she's hoping to put herself first. Her sister said, you need to put yourself first, you've put everybody else. And so I really want this for her to succeed. But then with Billy, the problem with Billy is he keeps going on about, not wanting to fail, about worried about, the possibility that their schedules might not align. And it's like, at the end of the day, the two of you have to sit down and make choices. Do we continue in our careers, or do we change jobs? Do I leave the army and do I find, establish my own practice? Or what do I do to allow my marriage to work? And sadly, as long as she's continuing to beg him to choose her, this is going to be a problem in their relationship. He needs to choose her because he likes her, and not because she's sort of holding his hand behind his back and sort of saying, you have to do what I want. So we have the stag do and the hen night, and I actually loved them. I thought they were very tasteful. There was no inappropriateness, and even when they had entertainment, it was sort of entertainment that was respectful. Yes, they had, what do you call it? A drag queen there, but at least, there was nothing inappropriate. They had the girls strutting on the stage. Poor Sarover was excited because this was her first time seeing a drag queen, and it was like, oh my God, I love it. But then we got into conversations and concerns, because for Kieran and Megan, they've been happy throughout, so they're not worried about anything. They're just focused on whether or not they're going to say yes on wedding day. With Sarover and Carl, they've met her mom, and it seems like things are moving very well for them because they've been able to overcome that hurdle, so they're good. And then we get to Ashley. Ashley is very concerned because Ashley doesn't know what Billy's going to say. And I am happy that her family are telling her that for the right person, you will be enough. You don't need to contort yourself to fit what this man wants. Because I have a feeling, had Ashley asked Billy to leave his job, he would have said that's the end of it. So for him to have so much problem with her job, I don't get it. And kudos to Carl for asking him that, is this the first time you've heard about the job issue, or has this been something that's been there all along? And so it leads me to believe that production could be the one that are asking them to sort of play on this, oh, but my job, oh, but our time apart, because outside of that there is no other concern, there is no other storyline for them. So I don't know whether that's meant to create the mystery or whether that's a genuine concern. However, looking at Ashley looks stressed. She looks stressed as hell. Bardah and Jed, turns out they had a clash. And the clash for me shows that Bardah is, if she's not careful, she's going to remain single. She's going to be perpetually single, because at the end of the day, how does somebody tell you that when we go out for the meal, I want to pay for it? Then you go for the meal and you pull out your wallet and you say you're trying to be nice. And it's like, yeah, you're trying to be nice, but I've already told you it would be nicer for you to respect my wishes. I've told you I'm going to pay for it. So why are you paying for it? I think Bardah wants to be in control, and as a way of control, she's used to dating people that sort of she can manipulate and control and do whatever she wants. So the idea that she's in a relationship with someone who is not after her money, someone who doesn't want to be controlled, is something she's not used to and something she is struggling with. Because I didn't think it was that big a deal. I really didn't. I didn't understand why they had to be so much of a fuss in regards to the fact that, we fell out because she paid for a bill when I told her I didn't want. It seems prior to this, they've gone out for meals and they've always alternated who paid. And this time, Jed was seriously, he insisted that he wanted to pay. So I don't get why Bardah didn't, respect that. I love that her friends were sort of trying to question her and ask her and make her see where she had gone wrong, because she is wrong for what she did. There's no two ways about it. She's wrong for what she did, how she handled the whole situation with her husband to be. If he's telling her he wants to buy it, he's not asking her to do something in kind in regards, I've paid for this, so you do that. So I don't understand it. The parties were actually cute. They were drama-free and everybody seemed happy, so I really loved that. The following day, we have the couple say goodbye to their partners as they are going to, to be away from each other for 4 days until wedding day. I think just time to allow them to sort of decompress and sort of reflect on their journey and see if they are really ready to say yes to the person that they proposed to, the person they accepted the proposal from. You have people leave their partners. Some of the partners went back to their own houses and some stayed in their apartments, which was really cute. With Megan and Kieran, I have a feeling she pretended to go away. When cameras left, she went back and they were back in their apartment, because it seems like they really love spending time around each other. As they're packing their bags, you have Ashley and Billy still talking about the fact that, they're worried about whether Billy will say yes. Because I think Billy's the holdout. Ashley is ready to say yes at any time. Billy's the problem. So they're having conversations and Ashley is saying, I need to make sure that, I realize that I am enough and she doesn't want to go into this marriage if it's going to fail. Billy, that's where he's coming from. He says he doesn't want another failure on file, so he wants to make sure if he says yes, he's saying yes for the right reasons, and this marriage is going to last a lifetime. I've said this before, I'll say this again. Billy needs to be able to compromise, and I don't know whether he has the capacity to do that, because I'm yet to see him compromise on anything. She was willing to compromise on her job, she was willing to compromise on the food, and it's like, when is Billy going to step up to the plate and compromise? He leaves. Well, he was the one who left actually and actually stayed in their apartments. So I can't wait to see when it's their marriage, whether they say yes or no. So we got to see the first wedding, which was Bardah and Jed. Bardah and Jed, for me, I've had high hopes for them since day one. I actually thought they had the possibility of working. And the way they were so positive about their wedding, it leads me to believe that they might actually be a yes. And I hope they are a yes, because they seem to align on a lot of things. They align on culture, values, beliefs. And so it would make sense for them to just say yes, because their problems that they're having are problems that can be managed with therapy, with counseling. So I would be very disappointed if they were to say no on wedding day. You have them sort of Bardah tells her friends that, there's been a couple more bickers. She says that in a confessional that there's been a couple more bickers because of the fact that it seems their main issue is the fact that she doesn't want to relinquish control. And I've said this before, I'll say this again. They can balance it out. One can be in control today, the other one can be in control tomorrow. They don't all need to be in control at the same time. It's not something that's in cement, that it can be altered. And it depends on the situation. They can alternate the power balance. So I don't understand. I loved their outfits. I loved Jed's suit. It looked really cute. I loved her dress. It was nice and simple. I loved the little train. He was walked down the aisle by his mom and dad. She was walked down the aisle by her mom and dad. And so they really make a cute couple. That I have to say, they really make a cute couple. They walk up to the altar and then they get to sort of say their vows. And Bardah is saying, I promise for forever we will be doing this. And it's like, I hope this means she's going to say yes, because it would be disappointing for her to waste this time only for her to turn around and say no. I think the only reason why they would say no is because Bardah wants to do things at her own pace. She wants to arrange the wedding and have everything done the way she wants. She doesn't want Netflix to be in charge of it. That's the only reason why I would think they'll say no. So I can't wait. They do exchange vows and then we have to wait to see whether they say yes or no. So I can't wait for the next episode. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 8. Bye, guys.